What's up, guys? Thank you for tuning in back to another video. We are back here again today. I know it's been a while since I posted anything, but shit, I had nothing else to do today. Decided to get that motivation back, get out here and record something for you guys. As you can see by the title, we did pick up another car. We no longer have the Genesis Coupe. I had too many issues with it. If you watched the previous videos, took it back to the shop. Turns out I needed another motor for that car. A second motor, $7,000 plus labor. I'm not doing it again. But yeah, man, we picked up another daily, pretty clean daily. I traded the other one in before it completely blew up on me, so I could get out of it in just in time to do something. But here it is, 2017 IS200T. Man, and I'm here today to give you my honest review with it. Got it the day after Christmas, so had it for a little over a month now, so let's get into this review. First, we're gonna start off with the interior, man. The interior on this car, I got it, is a 9 out of 10. Incredible leather interior, black. Only thing right here, normal wear and tear. Armrest, probably try to get that replaced here soon. Back seats, it is a wrap also. As you can tell, open up the door jambs, green wrap. They did a pretty good job. I don't know if they did it themselves or took it to a shop, but it has its imperfections here and there if you really get into detail with it. But other than that, overall, it looks really good. Everyone thought it was a color, like base color, so did I when I first got it. Until I opened the door, sorry, got a little tongue twisted and seeing that it was a wrap. If you haven't noticed, the car is sitting a lot lower than factory. It did come with coilovers already. It does have an aftermarket exhaust. I don't know what brand it is. I haven't really got under the car yet to see what was under here. Check out the undercarriage on this car. I live in Oklahoma right now. We've been having on and off weather. We had a couple warm days a few days ago, but I had to work, unfortunately, so I didn't get to get out the house, do anything. Stuck at work, but decided it's a little misty today, but decided to do this video real quick for you guys. One thing I would say about this car that I've read about the issues is the Bluetooth. Sometimes the Bluetooth will not go directly to the CarPlay, but it'll be on like external, but it'll still play the music, but it won't show the title of the song or anything like that like it should do. So sometimes like it does get irritating if I have to disconnect my Bluetooth and then reconnect it again to CarPlay, and then it'll pop up sometimes. But other than that, like the Bluetooth thing really isn't an issue. The car has been reliable. I did notice that this car does have turbo lag, which is something I did read about as well. And, you know, if you're chasing power and stuff like that, then it's a problem for you. But, you know, do a little bolt-ons intake and a turbo muffler delete, and it'll kind of get rid of that turbo lag a little bit. I mean, I haven't bought one yet and I don't have an intake yet, but maybe that's something I want to do down the road. Just kind of eliminate that turbo lag in case I do want to, you know, catch someone and, you know, hand them the sauce in the 2.0 4-cylinder. No, but honestly, it does make decent power. You know, I'm not really into chasing power no more. You know, I had that Genesis and, you know, I wanted to get that thing right, but it just didn't work that way. But this car makes decent power. You know, I missed having a turbo. I did have a BK2 2.0, and the turbo noises are to die for. You know, it don't matter how big the engine is. If you got a turbo and you can hear it, and you'll understand. If you know, you know, you know. Like I did say, this car is pretty good. It does have aftermarket exhaust. So let me go ahead and turn the car on for you guys, and we'll get some clips of that exhaust. I don't really have anyone to kind of give it any gas for me since I'm recording and everything, but I'll just get some idle videos. Doesn't sound too bad. I can give it some gas right here. Maybe later on I'll do some clips of some flybys. It is pretty nice. I did look under the car a little bit earlier. I have this built ramp, and I kind of put it on the little ramp and just kind of take a look at where the exhaust stops, and you know, if it was just like a muffler delete, but it's actually a full length exhaust from what I could see. So that's pretty exciting. Whoever had this car definitely put some money into it before they got rid of it. Yeah, it's pretty good. I just want to get the wheels repowder coated. I eventually changed the wrap up a little bit. The windows are tinted and the windshield is tinted, but I would want to do the sides over again, honestly. The windshield I feel like it's fine, but I just have this line right here, if you can't tell, like if you wash your windows and you don't roll your window down and clean it all the way, eventually it'll leave that little stain right there, and that bothers me when I do have my window down and I try to wipe it and clean it, but that's not coming off. So eventually window tint, wrap, maybe new wheels, or just re-powder coat these. I really like how it looks on these. So these are factory wheels, but I noticed that the front tires are, the sidewall is bigger than the rear. These are 40 and their rears are a 35, and I think that's what's throwing my headlight something. I can't remember what it was called, but I think it's like it's not sitting level pretty much. I think the front's raising is up higher, so it's throwing everything off, so it's pointing my headlights down. So at night I have to ride with my brights on because my headlights are, the wheels in the front are too big, so it's showing that it's sitting higher, so it's just throwing it off a little bit. So I went to Lexus in the city, which is like about an hour from me, and they wanted $210 to redo the headlights. I mean, I watched a couple videos on how to do it, but for some reason I just couldn't get it myself. So another issue that I have already with this car, which I addressed already, but I'm still having the issue, is I have a check engine light on, and it's nothing major. Went to AutoZone, seeing what the issue was, and it was just a gas cap issue. So I went to Lexus, and they suggested I don't, buy one from them, go to the dealership, get an OEM gas cap, which I replaced. Easy to do. If you can't do that, that's crazy. Easy to replace. They said the check engine light should have went away, but unfortunately I still have my check engine light on even after driving it 20 30 miles down the road. It's still on. Asked a couple people on Messenger, like, hey, you guys have this issue, what is something else I can do? And disconnect the battery, or just have them kind of clear the code, and do a hard reset when you disconnect the battery, of course. So I might try that later on. Hopefully that'll clear it for me. But yeah, I got this car lowered. I haven't got a chance, like I said, to look under this car or take the wheels off and see what coilovers are on here, see if I want to upgrade to a better one or something. But I mean, it rides pretty good for the most part. Of course, hard bumps I scrape in the back, and I need to check the dampering and try to reset the dampering on these coilovers as well. That's something I want to do. But like I said, I'm kind of just waiting for this weather to warm up a little bit, so I can give it a good wash, get outside, and do what I need to do to it, and figure out the little kinks and get this thing 100% again. See, tucking a little bit on this side, it rubs, nothing too bad. It's not eating up my tires or anything, but it definitely rubs when I hit a hard bump. And also I need to check and see what's going on with the rears, and just make sure they're both at the same height adjustment, because in my opinion, I feel like this passenger side sits a lot lower than the driver's side. And also, I don't know if you can hear this ticking noise. But once I start driving and the car warms up, I start getting this ticking noise under the car, and I don't know if it's like a fuel pump relay or something like that under there, or the aftermarket exhaust has a gasket blown, or what it is. But like I said, kind of waiting for this weather to clear up and get nice so I can get out there and tackle this stuff out and get it done. I do need 2 new front tires. Like I said, the fronts are bigger than the rear, so I do want to go to a 35 all around, and just so I know that they're all good. I feel like, but also, I don't know, we'll see. I mean, the ride's good how it is, and the front's not low, but I'm not that low, but it's low, you know what I'm saying? So I don't want to get the smaller sidewall, and then I'm having issues with scraping my front bumper everywhere and stuff like that. And plus, I do plan on getting a lip on this thing. I want to do a front lip and maybe like a trunk, carbon trunk or something like that, and do like a little aero kit on it, throw a little carbon in here. I think it'll be sick on this green color, and then until I change it out. There's the engine bay, pretty clean. Kind of do need a little wash down on it. Take it to the car wash, power wash it up, or even at the house, do a little cleaning to it. Need to adjust the dampering right there. Little 4-cylinder turbo. It's crazy because I never heard of a turbo muffler delete, which is replacing this little guy right here with this pipe, and that's it. And then it's crazy how long this intake stretches all the way across the motor. Like usually it's like here, but this thing is pretty long. Like $400 for a new intake, which, like I said, maybe later down the road that'll be something I'll be into to kind of eliminate that turbo lag. The car's not slow, it picks up slow. Yeah, a little muffler delete right there at intake, kind of give me that turbo noise so I can hear a little bit more. I think it'd be pretty sick, and honestly, that's all I would do to this thing. I see people online with like tunes and stuff like that, and I don't know, maybe one day have a little show tune, you know, but we'll see. See, this is the check engine light for the gas cap, and then the headlight yeah, uninitialized. Right now I'm just gonna give you guys a little POV, do a couple pulls here and there. I'm gonna try to make my way to the highway actually, and then just kind of cruise on the highway. The gas is pretty decent on the gas mileage on here is pretty good. You know, I fill up every once in a while. I do put 91 in this car. Don't really like messing with regular gas, but I do throw 91 in here. You know, I haven't had any issues. You know, of course, if I'm tuned for 85, but I wouldn't recommend that, doing it without 85 without any kind of tune or flex fuel relays. I did pick up the car with 70,000 miles. I put about 2,000 miles on this car already, and like I said, I've had it since the day after Christmas. Actually, I went up there and treated myself to a little present. You know, had to get out of that other car as well. It was getting worse and worse. Like the knocking was getting ridiculous. I would come to a point where like I didn't even want to drive the car anymore. I'd rather take my wife's car because I was just too embarrassed to drive around with a knock. You know, and of course it's not good to keep driving with that issue. You know, harm more components on the inside of it, and of course, you know, obviously replacing the motor again. But this car has been doing me pretty good. I love it. I have no complaints aside from the Bluetooth issue, but that's really not that big of a deal to me. Just got to figure out this gas cap, get the tires checked, and then honestly, this car has been amazing. The ride is good. The interior is good. Aside from that, of course. Got some leather and floor mat seats. The carpets in here are crisp. The seats are like look brand new in here pretty much, aside from, you know, the armrest wear and tear issue. This car does have the sports mode and eco mode option in it right here, but I can kind of maybe tell the difference. You know, just eco mode, you're just driving in lower RPMs. Regular mode, normal, your regular RPMs, and of course in sports it just has you in higher RPM range, which even in sports mode it doesn't really eliminate or even help that turbo lag, because I ran a couple people already in this car, and it's just that turbo lag that gets me all the time. You know, it'll pick up and I'll start to come back slowly on some people, but it's just that turbo lag that gets me all the time. So if you want to race, you see me on the street, hey, give me the honk in a car and we'll run it for sure. I'm not saying I'm the fastest out there, and I don't race the fastest cars. You know, I kind of keep stuff in what I know I might keep up with to leave things interesting, and not just, you know, I'm a race just to get blown out the water. You know, I'm not dumb. I'm not going to waste my gas like that. Like, that'll be ridiculous. But other than that, yeah, I did run a couple people. I ran a Subaru the other day, and of course Subaru, some of them are all-wheel drive, you know, the big turbo. And that thing, of course, pulled on me because, like I said, again, the turbo lag. I ran one of my friends. He has a 2010 2.0 with a paddle commander and an intake, and we ran it, and, you know, with the paddle commander, of course, he had that hit on me, but I definitely caught up to him, and it left the race pretty interesting in a close race. I do not want to build this car. I think intake and, you know, the turbo muffler is probably the only thing I'll do to the motor wise. And then once the weather warms up and I can get under the car and look at the coilovers and make sure everything's A-okay with the suspension, the control arms and all that, then, you know, I'll maybe upgrade the coilovers, and it just depends on what brand is on there, honestly. But overall, like, it does ride pretty good, so I can't complain. I just, you know, need to figure out the unevening in the back and make sure everything is good right there, and adjust the dampering all around to my liking. But they did a pretty good adjusting it. Like, I hit bumps, and, you know, of course I got to slow down on some of them because I rub in the back a little bit, but other than that, it's been cool. And I don't use the paddle shifters, but I'll do a little pull right now and I'll use the paddle shifters. Let's see, fifth, fourth, yeah, just paddle shifters and use sports mode. There's nothing wrong with it. It works. The paddles are good. They feel good. There's no point in putting paddle shifters, honestly. Not on this car. Like, it's not the fastest car in the world, and it's not the slowest either, but I just find no use to it, especially being low in the back. If I hit a big dip going fast, I'm definitely gonna do some, mess up my tire, or, you know, fender or something like that, hitting that big bump. But yeah, man, I definitely worked hard to get this car. You know, needed a car right away, and got tired of dealing with the other one, so I decided to, you know, treat myself to something nice. And of course, you buy someone else's project car, it's gonna come with issues, so just got to figure out those little issues. And I mean, I'm good. Other than that, this car's good. You know, I worked hard. You know, I work at Goodyear tires. I never mentioned it on here, but I do work production. I work 12-hour shifts, rotating, you know, days and nights here and there. Yeah, I work at Goodyear here in Lawton, Oklahoma. I'm a tire assembler, tire builder, whatever you want to call it. I build tires, smell like rubber. But I do definitely feel like, you know, I deserve what I have, and I work hard for it. So, you know, why not? You know, if you can afford it and you can do it, and things are in your range and your price range and your budget, hey, go for it. You know, you take risk. Life's about taking risk, and you know, part of me never wanted to get a new car just to keep that and go, but at the same time, like, I was not about to throw another motor in that car, so I decided, you know, treat myself to something nice, even though I am going back into payments, and I pay $400 more than what I wanted to. So, I mean, it's not crazy. It's not over $1,000. I promise you that. Yes, with this exhaust, I do need to get under there and figure out which brand it is, because even in the cabin, it's not loud at all. So I don't know if you guys can hear on the video how it's going to come out. If you can hear, you know, it in the back, but it sounds good. It's not loud. Don't wake up the neighbors. Like my other car, I had it straight pipe, so that was loud at, you know, morning idles, and the cold starts on that was ridiculous. But let me just be quiet for a second and give you guys a little drive. Look at this. Looks like I gotta go to AutoZone now. My windshield wiper blew out on me. What the? Now it's just distracting me. I did not notice that. We haven't had rain in a while, so I wonder how long that's been bad, and probably dry rotted and just ripped, of course. I don't know how long these windshield wipers have been on here. But yeah, that's gonna bother me. Bad. Oh, and I did a little Amazon upgrade. Check me out. Check me out. Yes, sir. Got some little LEDs in here. It looks good at night, honestly. It gives it a nice little touch. I see some people do like the ambient lightings, which I always wanted a car with ambient lightings, but I don't know how much the kit will cost me for that. How much the kit would cost. Sorry. But I think that'd be sick too, little ambient lighting in here, but it just depends on where the lighting will go. It's just the placement of it. If it's just like in the doors, then I don't know. I'll just have to look it up and see. But that, I think that give it a nice touch down there. I bought it all on Amazon for like $14. I bought me and my wife a set, so we both have them in our car. Well, she had it in her car. She got a new car. But yeah, it's been working pretty fine. Little $14 LEDs and two under the passenger seat as well. Just tuck in some wire and plug it in. I plug it right here in the center console is where the power source is. I don't have anything over here. But look at this. What is this? I don't even have a CD to put in there, bro. It definitely makes me want to go buy like an old 50 Cent album or like Eminem or something and just bump that for a couple of days. Just to say I have a CD player and I can do that, because who really has CDs or a CD player anymore? Like, if you do still, like, that's crazy. You know, technology's come a long way. Everyone's Bluetooth in their phone, and even my phone, I realize some things don't even have an aux cord anymore, and it's crazy how you know, things change after time. But yes, I definitely need to find a CD and just play it just to see if it works, and just reminisce on, you know, the good old days when, you know, you have the CD case with all your favorite CDs in there, you know, your burning disc and getting your favorite playlist on your CDs and all that. Like, that was the time right there. That was a good a time to be alive, I think, in my opinion. One of the things I cannot wait for is summertime, or at least for this weather to get better. And like the other day, our weather was like 82, and like the next day it was like windy and cold, and now today it's raining, which is crazy. Like, I wish the weather would have stayed like that, and I can't wait for that weather to come back, like springtime and all that stuff like that. So, you know, we can go out to car shows and, you know, the little meetups that they have at night on the weekends, of course, if I'm off, because, you know, like I said, I do rotating shifts, so there's times I do work on the weekends, days or nights. But it'd be nice to go out there and, you know, finally have a car I can bring and, you know, kind of show out a little bit. I didn't, you know, build this car myself, but, you know, once I get my things that I want to get and put my little style and touch on it, I think it'd be a good feeling to really go out and, you know, show my little Lexus off to everyone in town. You know I've ran into a couple car enthusiasts in town already, and, you know, I get compliments on it, but, you know, I feel like I don't deserve that compliment, because, you know, I didn't, you know, do the things that are done to this car myself. You know, I bought it like this. But I'm definitely looking forward to Lexus, which I heard about it last year. A couple people in town, you know, I live in, went up there, and I've seen a couple of videos on YouTube and stuff like that. And it's actually in Oklahoma City, and that's about an hour and a half away from where I live now. So, you know, I got one of my good friends, we're gonna mob up there together and, you know, check that out. And it should be a good event. It's from like 12 to 5 in the city. If you don't know what it is, look it up. It's called Lexus, Oklahoma City. So it'll be a cool little experience. I've never been to that event before, so it's going to be nice to go, and it's going to be a good feeling to bring my car, even though I'm not going to enter it, of course. But just driving up there in my car, you know, other enthusiasts are going to be up there in their cars, you know, just to spectate as well. So, you know, it's always going to be nice. So we're running into some traffic. My town right now is bad with this traffic. Like, every main road right now for some reason has a ridiculous amount of traffic going on, and I forgot about it. I was going to take the other way, but I wasn't paying attention, so now I'm stuck in this traffic. And it's crazy too, because earlier when I was coming this way, it wasn't this packed. Of course, it's lunchtime now, so everyone's going to lunch and doing what they got to do. But they had cops sitting in the median up here with the radio, one standing in the median, and he was just hitting people with a gun and then calling the other people on the side of the road, and then they would track them down and then pull them over. And it's crazy. Like, don't you guys have anything else better to do than hassling people for no reason? Yeah, I need to get this. I'm tired of seeing those lights on the dash, honestly. I might get home and I know it's raining, but it's not raining hard. I might try to pull that, check the battery, and try to see what's up and see if I can get that reset and get this light on, man. I'm tired of seeing it. Check engine light for our gas cab is bizarre. I've driven like almost about on the road and we still got construction going on. Like, it's crazy. Even when this construction ends right here at this light, like a little bit further down the road, there's more construction. It's too much in this town right now. I hope I'm alive when they finish all this construction. It's like that much going on. But anyways, guys, like Like I said, kind of give you my honest review, give you a little rundown, little POV drive here and there, do some couple pulls. I think I'm gonna end this video here for right now. I got some things I need to take care of today. And like I said, it's raining and stuff, so there ain't much to do. No one's gonna come out later on, and plus it's a Wednesday. So Wednesday, rainy day, probably gonna get some of my errands done I need to do, go home, get on the game or something like that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.